After participating in the Raw Beauty Project, I learned that a woman's true beauty is a reflection of how she feels and embraces her own unique self.
I've learned that as I'm getting older, I'm 70 years old, I don't have to worry about trying not to look my age. I'm more inclined now to just go with it naturally.
I learned how much I love the intersection of social change and the arts. Very powerful.
I learned that I have a platform to challenge the stereotypes and biases about women with disabilities and to show that we are more. We are not defined by our disability. We are smart. We are sexy. We are active. We are part of the community.
Participating in the Raw Beauty Project showed that I am part of a strong, empowered community of women. So often people view others who use wheelchairs and feel sad, like it's a shame. Yet the Raw Beauty Project highlighted aspects of our lives such as personal and professional success and femininity in order for others to see us as whole individuals.
I learned that I'm sexy. Big muscles, broad shoulders, and all.
I learned that I am one of many women with disabilities that have something to say and much to give to her peers.
I learned that I should believe in myself. Taking risks and being fearless is hard, but the outcome is worth it.
I learned to say that I'm beautiful, and I'm happy to be part of a community of ladies that are empowered and push fiercely through challenges towards success.
I've learned that I possess raw beauty.
So after participating in the Raw Beauty Project, my life changed because I started to embrace my own story more, and then I felt the need to want to share that with others. I started speaking to school children about the importance of inclusivity. I started sharing my story on social media so I could inspire others that are also going through adversity. And then I felt the need to want to share my artwork since it's given me healing, and now I'm running my own art business.
I've had a mastectomy, and I was not a candidate for reconstruction, but that's okay because what I learned by participating is that I can revel in my body. I appreciate my body exactly the way it is now.
I since graduated with my master's in counseling psychology. I work for a nonprofit where I've put my knowledge and skills into practice. I assist people with disabilities with their career goals. I also moved out of my parents' house and a few years ago bought a house of my own. I've been happily dating the love of my life, and I'm a cat mom to Georgie and Charlie.
I've learned day by day to appreciate myself more.
One of the things that I was most encouraged about was to see that there are a whole bunch of women coming behind me who are making tremendous contributions to improving the lives of people with disabilities.
Participating in the project, I looked around at the other women and was wowed by my place in this group, fitting in within a community that was empowering and that focused on sameness rather than differences.
I learned that modeling is not as easy as it looks. A lot's happened since then. The world's going through a pandemic, but we're still here in California making movies. Hopefully some of them you'll get to see soon in the theater.
Because of my disability, I was self-conscious and I had low self-esteem for many years. The remarkable women who are involved in the Raw Beauty Project helped boost my self-confidence, and in turn, I have tried hard to do the same for others.
I got married, moved to the Washington, D.C. area, and I now work as a communications manager at a nonprofit that works to end the addiction epidemic. I also recently discovered my love of photography and with my husband started Photos with a Spin. Photos with a Spin is a combination of our love of photography, travel, and wheelchair accessibility behind the lens.
I have taken the impossible dream for the last 6 years up and down the East Coast of America, taking people with disabilities and their families sailing. My life has been enriched and empowered by the many women I meet aboard the Impossible Dream. And I never get tired of hearing their stories and accomplishments.
I've had more modeling and acting opportunities. I've done print work for e-commerce, Intel Computers. I had a principal role on Speechless, as well as others. I've also expanded my disability advocacy.
I've been in over 40 countries, in a video seen over 1 million viral views, wrote a book called Unstoppable You, all of it fueled by being part of this Raw Beauty incredible project.
My life changed. I became passionate about disabled housing. I went through a bout of homelessness for about 89 days in 2018, and I began fighting once I settled in this great apartment. I began fighting at a city level to change policies for that.
My life has changed because I met so many wonderful, incredible advocates at the event, participants and guests. Some of them are still my dear friends to this day, and that's priceless.
I think every mother wants to be beautiful to their girls, and I think the girls do still see me that way, but I think that they see beauty in a more complex and I guess in a fuller way.
My name is Ingrid Ross, and my mom was a part of the Raw Beauty Project, and I was really proud of her for participating in this because it represents that beauty is limitless and my mom's disability doesn't define her.
She and the other women are all brave and beautiful regardless of their disabilities.
I was really proud of her because she helped to show people around the world that no one should be defined by their disabilities but by who they are as a person.
So what I want the world to know now about me is that I was so inspired by the other women involved that you could achieve anything you want to in life, no matter what ability you may or may not have, no matter what race, religion, or gender. You could be and do anything as long as you embrace yourself, you love yourself, and have the courage, and that is all.
What I would want the world to know is how imperative it is to support the arts in school. Photography is a form of art. There's so many forms of art.
I'm still here. I'm still dancing. I still have my company, Infinity Dance Theater. And now I'm teaching all of my classes on Zoom, like everybody else.
I used to be a little girl in a wheelchair who didn't see herself depicted in print, on TV, and in movies. I want little girls to see themselves represented and know that they matter, that she is beautiful just as she is.
I want the world to know that our wheelchairs bring us freedom. In many ways, they do not hold us back. And Raw Beauty helped to really show examples of how and why that is the truth. My 12-year-old son, when he was younger, once told me that my wheelchair was one of the coolest things about me. I may have been doing a Papa Wheelie at the time, but regardless, it's that same rock star feeling that I think we all can relate to after a Raw Beauty.
That normalizing disability is so important because it's a natural part of the human existence and it doesn't discriminate. Authentic disability representation in media, both in front of and behind the lens, is so important, and it's a great starting point because media is powerful.
What I'm doing right now is I'm running for school board, the first time I've run for an elected office, and I'm excited about that. Our youngest is 7 now, and we'll see if the political world can handle someone in a wheelchair for a little while.
Having compassion for others and a zest for life is what makes a person truly beautiful.
No matter what life has thrown at me, I have never given up. I have multiple careers. I'm a model, actress, disability advocate, accountant, and I'm on several boards, and I do not let my disability define me.
Raw beauty for me and now for you, that we are to disarm our limiting beliefs to the best version of ourselves. We are all raw beauties.
That we as a disabled community are a wealth of gifts, a wealth of proactive energy, and we are so in your neighborhoods working and moving and motivated. And if you just embrace us more at a legislative level, at a global level, you will see that we have something special to bring to the table of this big wide world, and you will be enriched for it.
I want the world to know that we all possess raw beauty. inside and on the outside.
Know that we are more, not less, especially in this time that we are going through as a country right now. People need to adapt, and women with disabilities know how to adapt. I feel that we have a lot to teach the world.
By participating in the Raw Beauty Project, I learned how passionate I am about storytelling and how it can be such a powerful force for change.
By participating in the Raw Beauty Project, I learned that I could have a huge impact in showing people their inner and true beauty by collaborating with them and, showcasing who they really are instead of who they think they are.
I'm Paul DeMolanta. Being part of the Raw Beauty Project reminded me how beautiful diversity is. When I now talk to my clients, I let them know how we can use diversity to tell more authentic and engaging stories.
Since participating in the Raw Beauty Project, my life has changed a lot. I've moved back home to Brazil. I have a baby girl. I launched a feminist podcast. I'm increasingly committed to discussing and furthering women's issues, both at home, in my life, and also have that reflected in my projects and in my work.
Since participating in the Raw Beauty Project, my life has changed, where I've pivoted from shooting beauty fashion to more kind of like workplace tech photography. And I've actually also been working full-time at Adobe on the photography content team, which has been great.
I want the world to know that right now, in these crazy times, if we can just sort of listen to each other's experiences and put ourselves in other people's shoes, that's the first and greatest step towards building a better, inclusive, more loving, caring world.
I want the world to know that we're just so much more similar than we are different. And if we had that thought in mind, I think we could facilitate a lot more collaboration to solve much larger problems.